Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. Today I'm going to bring you along as I'm in the kitchen most of the day. I'm going to be prepping meals for this week. I'm also going to be making a new dessert recipe tonight and a new just dinner recipe tonight that I'm going to share with you. It's going to be a fun day. Okay, to get started, I'm going to share with you a small grocery haul that I got for this week. I got a lot of fresh produce and I'm going to be prepping that today, chopping it up and getting it prepped for the week for salads and for a loaded baked potato bar that we're also going to do this week. And today in my food prep, I'm going to be using this knife that I've been using for several months now. Can you see that? There you go. It is Misen, and they are kindly sponsoring today's video. I will tell you a little bit more about them in just a little bit. I've been so impressed. We've been using this for several months. I've been so impressed. I can't wait to tell you all about it. But before I start chopping up all the stuff, let me show you what I got from the grocery store. So here's an overview of everything that we got. I'll go over it in just a second. I did an Instacart pickup order with Food Lion. Food Lion is a local grocery store to me. I got this cheese ravioli. This is gonna be in our dinner recipe for tonight, so you'll see that in a little bit. I picked up some Sunny Crunch and Spring Mix lettuce. And I did not realize that this Bright Farms is located like 45 minutes from me. Hendersonville is not a far drive at all. So that makes me really excited. And it's already washed, like we don't have to wash it. The easier the better when it comes to salads, in my opinion. Got some broccoli I'm gonna chop up today, some Colby Jack cheese, an English cucumber, green onions, tomatoes, red onion, some cherry tomatoes. We love green grapes and they were on sale this week, so I grabbed some more. We already have some in the fridge, but it's getting low. Got some strawberries to go with our dessert. And oh, here's our baked potatoes. I don't know if I showed that yet or not for our loaded baked potato night. To go along with loaded baked potato night and just for sandwiches this week, I got some deli meats. So I got some Black Forest ham and some buffalo chicken. This is to go on top of our dessert, the whipped topping. This is also for the dessert. Angel food cake and some strawberry pie filling. Got some croutons for salads this week. I got two of these. One of them's already in the fridge. Cole already opened it. This is Cole's drink of choice. And I got some more eggs and some more bread. And that's it. So it's not a full week's worth of groceries, but it is a way for us to have a lot of lunches this week. We've really been trying to make sure that we eat here at home, and a lot of times we eat a lot of leftovers for lunch, but that gets old. If you just had it for dinner the night before and then you have leftovers the next day. So we're trying to kind of space it out and do leftover nights, and then at lunchtime trying to do something a little bit healthier, a little bit quicker. And in order to do that, I have to meal prep. And I'm not the best at that. I've told y'all that before. So this week I decided I would get all of this stuff and kind of meal prep for salads. We're gonna have a salad with dinner tonight, and then also for that loaded baked potato bar, just to make it easier throughout the week. So I'm gonna jump into washing all of our produce and chopping it up for the week and just getting it into the fridge. And I am gonna be using my Misen knife to do that. And I wanted to tell y'all a little bit about this knife, but also tell you my personal experience with knives and kind of how that has progressed over the years. If you've been around for a while, you know I don't love to chop. And that stems from a good 10 years ago when I was learning how to cook. I had really cheap, dull knives, and we would always be in the kitchen trying to sharpen them to make our experience just a little bit easier and better. And it was just a dreaded chore. I hated chopping anything because my knives were just not up to par. A few years ago, we invested in a really good quality knife, and it was very expensive. Like, made me gasp when I purchased it. So when Misen reached out to me, I checked out their website and noticed that their knives were a fraction of the cost. And I was really hoping that the quality was there. Spoiler alert, it's there. I've had the knife for 3 or 4 months now, been using it all the time, and we have fallen in love. So unlike a cheaper knife, a high quality knife is going to stay sharper longer, allowing you to cut through anything in the kitchen with ease. It's gonna last a lifetime, and in general, it just makes your cooking easier and more fun. So it is definitely a piece that is worth investing in. The problem has always been the astronomical price tag that comes along with a great knife until now. This Misen chef's knife is well balanced, it feels great in my hand, and it stays extremely sharp over time. But not only that, it's the same quality, if not better, than other premium knives at half the cost. We compared it with the knife that we had already purchased that was double the cost. And y'all, it's just as good, if not better. There's 3 things that really make this knife high quality and unique. First off, they have this unique sloped bolster, which really encourages a proper pinch grip for comfort and control. Secondly, they use a premium steel, which offers an even better balance between lasting sharpness and durability, with 2 times the carbon content of some of the other premium knives that you know of. And then lastly, they have a 15-degree blade angle. Most Western style knives have a blade angle of 25 degrees. So they use a more acute 15-degree angle for a noticeably sharper cutting face. So this knife was handcrafted and tested. It was hand tested and refined by professional chefs, avid home cooks like myself, product designers, and people who have never even held a knife before. They have painstakingly gone through 37 different prototypes until they knew they had the perfect knife. So even without a discount code, this knife is super affordable. The knife that I had purchased before was leaning to the $200 mark. This knife before a discount code is $75. So if you check out the link in my description box and then you use the code MANDY at checkout, you're gonna get 20% off site-wide. Plus, you're gonna get free shipping on any order that's over $75. Now, I know I talked about the chef's knife a lot because that's really what I was wanting to show you today, but they sent me 2 other knives that I'm equally in love with. Let me show you those. They also sent me this bread knife, which is so nice. I have a lot of little cheap paring knives. This is the only one I grab for now. So be sure to go check out their website. It's super easy to navigate. They have more than just knives on there. They also sent me a couple of pans. We've been testing those out and love those too. So they have a lot of different products for you to go check out. So my code MANDY not only saves you 20% on a knife if that's what you want, but it's gonna save you 20% site-wide today. So thank you again to Misen for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to cooking. Okay, so I've got a good bit prepped for salads and the potato bar already. So I've got my red onion, my cucumber, my green onion, and our broccoli. I had some red onion left over because it was a very large one. I have this onion keeper that I like to keep that in the fridge. It keeps it fresh for way longer. So I put that's gonna go in the fridge. The next thing I need to do is I'm gonna cut up some pieces of cheese, and then I'll probably shred half of the block and cut up the rest of the block. She hears the paper. Gracie Lou, what is it? Yeah. Honey, in a minute, okay? In just a minute. Okay. You know, it helps if you hit record. I just shredded all of this cheese and it took me like 10 seconds, but I realized I did not record it. Goodness. Is it good? Okay, I just put all of our produce in the fridge. It is prepped and ready. Now I'm gonna go ahead and make our dessert because it needs to bake and then cool, and then I'll make our dinner recipe. For dessert, we're having strawberry shortcake, but this is not strawberry shortcake like you're thinking about. We are just gonna mix these 2 things together. That's it. And dump it into a pan and bake it. I have reservations. I don't wanna say I have doubts, but I have reservations about it. But from everything I've read online, it sounds like it's a good idea. And one of Steven's favorite desserts is a light, airy type angel food cake with strawberries. So I figured this would be the perfect one. We're gonna preheat our oven to 350. We're gonna start by emptying this box of angel food cake mix into our bowl. This is the kind that it just needs water, even though we're not adding water, but that's the kind you wanna look for, is the kind that all you need is water. We're just gonna put in this 21-ounce can of strawberry pie filling. You could use blueberry, apple, whatever you want. Okay, we're just gonna mix all of this together. That's so pretty. That's it, y'all. Let me grab my baking dish. So we're gonna pour this into a 9x13 pan. Because mine is glass, I may turn down the stove a little bit or the oven a little bit. But just to be clear, you are not adding the water that the box mix calls for. You're just adding the pie filling. So this cake is gonna go in the oven at 350 for 28 to 33 minutes. You just want it to be golden brown on top. I did turn my temperature down to 335 since I am baking mine in a glass dish. Y'all, I'm dying laughing at this. Look at that thing. Just look at it. Okay, but it's done, so let me take it out. The recipe says that it's going to sink down. It's pretty dense, so it's going to sink down as it cools. But I'm gonna leave it here on the stovetop and just let it cool for a while. We're gonna make it pretty at the end, even if it does sink down. We'll add some Cool Whip and some strawberries on top. But it smells really good. I think it's going to be, as Cole used to say when he was little, this is gonna taste good. They weren't joking when they said it would fall in the middle. That's okay, it's still gonna taste great, but we went from it being way up here to being way down there. Okay, y'all, it is several hours later. I'm gonna start prepping dinner. Dinner is very easy. I've seen a recipe similar to this before that was called, I think, Lazy Man's Lasagna, but this one is just called Baked Ravioli. I found it recently online and it sounded really simple and really great. It's a good replacement for spaghetti night. Let's make it. We are just going to set our oven to 350. We're gonna go ahead and get started by adding a pound of ground beef to this large skillet that I've heated to medium-high. The recipe only calls for 3/4 of a pound, but I had to defrost an entire pound, so we're just going with that. As always, I've got the recipes linked below in my website, and you can find their original sources from there as well. Now that this has been cooking for a couple of minutes, we're gonna add in half of a large onion that I've diced. If you have a small onion, just use the whole thing. Now I'm gonna add in some seasonings. I've got half a teaspoon each of oregano, basil, onion powder, and salt. Oh, and ground mustard. Let's add in a teaspoon of the Dove sauce. We're also gonna add in just a teaspoon of hot sauce. This is not going to make it spicy, but it's just going to add a little bit of flavor, so definitely don't leave that out. I'm using Woo's hot sauce. We really love this particular kind. I'll have it linked below if you're interested. And let's just continue cooking this until it's all the way done. I did drain all of the grease off, or most of the grease off. I'm gonna add this entire jar, but you do want to reserve about 3/4 of a cup of marinara sauce or spaghetti sauce for the bottom of your baking dish. I have some left over in this jar that I'm gonna use for that, but if you don't, make sure you don't pour all of this in here. You wanna reserve about 3/4 of a cup. Okay, so you want to get a 9 by 13 pan. Mine is maybe a little smaller than 9 by 13, but that's okay. We're going to add that reserved 3/4 of a cup of marinara sauce to the bottom. Now I'm using frozen ravioli, but mine has thawed out. I let it thaw in the fridge this afternoon. You can still use it frozen. You would just need to add about 10 or 15 minutes to your bake time. So we're just going to add our ravioli, about half of this bag, to the bottom here, right on top of our marinara sauce. Now on top of our ravioli, I'm gonna add half of the meat sauce that we made, and we're gonna add some mozzarella cheese. I did buy this kind that has the, I guess, cream cheese in it. Don't tell Steven. But it's the creamy melt, because sometimes you can have mozzarella that just does not melt as easily. So I chose to try this one. We're gonna put, I don't know, maybe half a cup on this layer. Now we're just gonna finish it up by doing another layer of ravioli. Now another layer of the meat sauce and our remaining mozzarella cheese. We're gonna go a little heavier on the top. And Gracie Lou is about to have a fit. I've gotta give her some cheese too. Gracie Lou cheese. There you go. Okay, now this is going in a 350-degree oven. Ooh, not yet, hang on. We're gonna cover this with aluminum foil. I am gonna spray the side that's like facing the cheese with some nonstick spray. There we go. This is going in a 350-degree oven for about 35 minutes, and then we will take the top off and we'll broil it for just a few minutes. Okay, it has been 35 minutes, so now we're gonna turn it over to broil. And I'm actually just gonna bring it down a little bit. I don't wanna go up to 500. We'll do 485, why not? I'm gonna hit start, and I'm gonna come down here and take the aluminum foil off. So I took the foil off and I moved it up to the top rack, and we'll just give it a couple of minutes up there. What you think?
I think it looks good.
It does look good, doesn't it?
Some kind of, I don't know if I've ever had ravioli like this before.
No, it's kind of lasagna style.
Yeah. So we got. Yes.
Good.
Yes, very good. Love the ravioli. Must be cheese ravioli.
Mm-hmm, it is.
Yeah, the sauce is really good.
Yeah, it's that Rayo's marinara sauce that we love so much.
And man, you're talking about some cheese.
So this mozzarella cheese is called Creamy Melt, and it has a little bit of Philadelphia cream cheese in it. It was already pre-shredded, but it makes it melt easier. So there's a little bit of cream cheese in there, just a teeny little bit. Not really though. You love it.
Really good.
I'm gonna dig in. I agree with the guys. This is so good. And our salad is really good too. This is the perfect dinner for tonight.
Been craving some strawberry something or another.
Something or another.
Something or another.
Yeah.
It's a technical term for. This cake is really good.
Yeah.
And the strawberries and the whipped cream, that just kind of lifts it up a little bit and gives it a little something extra.
So it's an angel food cake mix and strawberry pie filling mixed together.
That's really good.
Somebody wants the Cool Whip. Okay.
It's lots of strawberry flavor in this.
Yes, and there should be. Is that good? It's on your nose, little girl. You happy? Okay. That's it. You don't need any more. Mom's gonna eat.
It's very light.
Yeah.
Not rich at all. That's the kind of dessert that I like. I don't like it too rich. It's just I'm not big on sweets anyway. So
no, and
something like this is
usually,
right up my
I mean,
alley.
for dessert, you're already full from dinner, so you don't want anything too heavy. So he already ate all his. I've eaten about half of mine already. This girl can't stop. Lou. I gave her some more. Lou, it's on your nose. It's kind of cute. That's gonna be it for today. I was going to prep and go ahead and cook up a pound of bacon to go for our loaded baked potato night, but I remembered I live with Stephen and Cole. And if I pre-cook bacon, by the time we get to baked potato night, which is in a couple of nights, there won't be any left. So I decided not to do that. But I will do that on the day of. And then that night, all I'll have to do is just pop the potatoes in the oven and dinner is ready. Thanks again to Meeson for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to go check out the description box. Go check out this knife, check out their other products as well. And if you use code Mandy, you're gonna get 20% off site-wide and free shipping on orders over $75. I really appreciate y'all being here today and just hanging out with me in the kitchen. And I will see you in a few days. Bye, y'all.